Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm at Productronica 2013. I'm joined by Henk Biemans from MEK, or MEK. Thanks for joining me.
Phil. Yeah,
Good to see you.
Welcome.
We're getting pretty close to the end of the show, so I wanted to get a feel for how the show's going. But first, tell me what you brought new to this show and what you were launching here.
Well, what we brought new at the show is basically for all our inspection systems a new head, including 9 cameras. So from 9 views we can actually look for defects and checking the PCB. In the side cameras we are using tilt and shift lenses, so famous from architectural photography to avoid distortion. So there's quite a nice and new technology. And the whole head can be moved up and down with a Z-axis. And what's now new at the show is something which is quite rare in AOI industry. We have now introduced here not an AOI machine, but actually a module. A module that can inspect from the bottom or from the top. And it's a very slim module that you can actually slide under a return belt of a selective or a wave soldering line. So it inspects PCBs inside the frame, and it's a small module that you can, without making too many modifications to your complete reflow or wave, to integrate that in the line.
And what demand's driving that?
Actually, projects that we have been seeing for customers asking for bottom-up inspection, and then we try to design a complete big machine that can inspect from the bottom, and then we figured out with the customer he has this huge line standing there in the factory, and actually the building wasn't big enough to put an extra machine in.
For more space.
So, and then we decided, okay, let's make an extremely compact module, slide it under the line, and do basically the same job.
So zero footprint.
Zero footprint, because it's already existing, and we continued developing that idea further, and we have now here for the first time this product at the show, and the response has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. I mean, the footprint thing is a very important issue. But also the idea of that. What about with respect to the head technology? What benefit do we have over the previous head from the new head?
It's about 5 times faster if you are inspecting with the side cameras, as well with a much more accurate inspection, better color reproduction, less distortion. So at the end of the day, the inspection is deeper with lower false calls. So the whole platform has been boosted in terms of inspection depth.
And we seem to be driving harder and harder on that inspection depth and accuracy. Is it just miniaturization that's driving that demand for better picture quality, or is it because we have this mixture of components at different heights? Why?
Well, high mix, low volume is of course valid for everybody. Huge volumes are not existing anymore. Even the big companies do low volumes nowadays. Big changes, fast changeovers. Miniaturization is one thing that drives it, but especially the increased accuracy basically lowers your false calls. And that's at the end of the day it's efficiency.
And when you bring those kind of leading edge technologies to the market, is the German market the best spot to do that, or are all markets getting much more similar now in terms of the technical demands?
I think that the German market is maybe not so much keen on miniaturization. I mean, that we see actually globally, it's a global trend. What actually is German is the fact to inspect from the bottom reflow lines. THT inspection isn't really very common nowadays. And now because of the automotive industry driving it with more power components into electric cars, etc., more and more demand for AOI also for those big heavy components is required, and that's actually filling this gap.
And in terms of the visitors that have come to your booth that have shown interest in those products, what kind of mix of nationalities have you had? Obviously German. What about the rest of Europe? Eastern Europeans? We've heard of some Russian visitors, Ukrainians.
We had actually pretty much covered the whole of Europe. We've seen everything. The US not so much. The German visitors have mostly gone to our German section of the show. So we were like kind of left with the purely international group, and it's pretty well attended, I think. And
a good mix. A good mix and some good solid interest in the new products. So now it's hard work to follow all those up and get those products out.
keeping us busy, and the results have been good. So
okay. Fantastic. Henk, thanks very much for stopping by, and thanks for your time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye bye.